Hi everyone, Erik here from Mad Ape Productions, coming to you from the Garage Arcade with a review of World Heroes for the Neo Geo MVS. This game was released in 1992 for the Neo Geo MVS. It was released about a year after Street Fighter II was released. It was made to piggyback off the fighting game craze in arcades that Street Fighter II kicked off in the early 90s. This game was released by Alpha Denshi, which later on became known as ADK, and they made quite a few games for the Neo Geo. What you're seeing here is actually a shock case, which is a protective plastic case that the Neo Geo homebrew community makes. They add artwork to it and everything to make it kind of look like an AES cartridge and make it look nice on a shelf. The reason being, the MVS cartridges are really plain. They just have these like text labels on them and nothing else. And the reason they're like that is because they were made to go into arcade cabinets like my 2-slot Neo Geo MVS behind me. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the shock case and cartridge.
World Heroes for the Neo Geo MVS. Here it is in its shock case, which features artwork similar to the AES case with screenshots on the back. Love that tagline, Fierce Battle Ultra Deathmatch. And we have the storyline at the bottom. Let's open it up, and we can see the cartridge is held snugly inside with its plain text label. That's the reason for having these shock cases, so they look nice on a shelf. And there we have the SNK serial number. And if you look, you can see there's actually 2 boards in there. And then we also have the paperwork. This is like a arcade marquee flyer that shows how the controls work, and again has the storyline at the top. And then we have another flyer that lists all the fighters that the players can choose in the game. Most of the fighters are loosely based on historical figures. And then we have a really plain instruction manual here that shows arcade owners how the soft dip switches work, and it's printed in several different languages because these cartridges were available in North America, which would mean Canada, the United States, and Mexico. And you can see everything fits nicely in the case, and it keeps it all nice and protected, and it looks great. Here we have the title screen, pretty standard stuff for an arcade game. And then it gives you the storyline, which is pretty nonsensical, and of course the time-traveling scientist is named Doc Brown. And then this also does something that a lot of Neo Geo games did at the time, which give you a short tutorial on how to play the game. What was interesting about this game was that the strength of the kicks and punches were determined by how long you press the button. Here I've picked Rasputin. The characters are actually based on real historical figures, and I've selected deathmatch, but of course it gives me the boring ring that's not really a deathmatch. Most of the normal deathmatch rings feature some sort of environmental hazard like fire or electricity to make it more interesting. Rasputin's a fairly slow character. I actually don't really enjoy playing as him. He's so slow that this match is taking way too long. But as you can see, it plays fairly similar to Street Fighter II and other fighting games of the time.
This guy sucks.
And of course time ran out and I lost. Now here we have Fuma and Hanzo, which these are like the Ken and Ryu characters. They're actually based on actual historical figures, Fuma being a ninja from the 1500s and Hanzo being a famous samurai from the same time period. And supposedly Fuma killed Hanzo, so it'll be interesting to see if this match plays out the same way. And we actually have a real death match here with the electrical barriers. Their movesets are very similar to Ken and Ryu too, whereas doing the same motion to throw a Hadouken in Street Fighter 2 throws their ninja stars that they throw. And the longer you hold the button down, the bigger the projectile is. It increases the strength.
Nice.
Alright, so we got a rubber match.
Do you like it?
And it looks like this battle played out historically accurate with Fuma winning. And I guess we could call it a death too, since the fight ended with him being electrocuted in the barriers, and it is a death match. Now here we have an obligatory bonus game that a lot of fighting games featured, just like Street Fighter 2, of course. I believe there's only one other bonus game in this game, and it involves punching vases, or I can't remember if they're vases or barrels, as they fall down. Alright, let's try a normal match instead of a death match and see what that looks like. When you don't pick deathmatch and you pick normal, the locales are more traditional, and there's no environmental hazards.
Nice.
This character that I'm playing as is kind of interesting because he's kind of like a mix between Bison and Dhalsim from Street Fighter 2. Some of his moves look like Bison's, but then he has kind of the Inspector Gadget stretchy limbs like Dhalsim had. I'm not very good with this character. I don't normally play as him, and I don't normally play as Bison or Dhalsim in Street Fighter 2 either. Let's go ahead and take a look at one more match. This character I'm playing as, named Jay Karn, is loosely based on Genghis Khan. He's another slow but powerful character. The other character is loosely based on Joan of Arc.
Actually won? Holy shit.
So as you can see from the gameplay footage, World Heroes is a competent fighter. It's obviously inspired by Street Fighter 2, but it's different enough that I wouldn't go as far as calling it a Street Fighter 2 clone. As far as picking up a copy of World Heroes for the Neo Geo, I would definitely recommend so. It's a fun game, not a great fighter, not perfect, but definitely fun. And it's cheap as far as Neo Geo MVS games go. A cart-only copy can be had on eBay for $20 to $30, which is a good deal for a Neo Geo MVS game. Anyways, this has been Eric from Mad Ape Productions. Thanks for watching. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, and also please leave a comment below with what some of your favorite Neo Geo MVS games are. Thanks again for watching.